Hey guys, Ogalbina here, bringing you guys what's supposed to be our GDL Season 2 Week 10 battle against Dr. Slack against Lake District Spirits. Now, unfortunately, my computer just completely destroyed my recording. I realized it very recently, and I didn't want to bug him and ask him for his footage. So I figured instead of, us showing my side of the game and stuff like that, I would just tell you guys to go check out Dr. Slack. He makes amazing content. He's one of my favorite Draft League creators on the website. I think he makes phenomenal content. He's very analytical too, which I really appreciate. You don't see that with a lot of Wi-Fi players, but he's definitely one of those players. So definitely go give him a look. Drop a like on his video, and go watch it over there. It was a very, very good game. I'm not going to spoil it here because I want you guys to go watch the full video over on his side. But just to give you guys a little bit of content today, something I figured I would do is I would kind of talk about not only the GDL as a whole this season, but kind of Wi-Fi Draft League content going forward, and what my goals and what my aspirations are. Because I won't lie, this season in BBR and in GDL hasn't been very ideal for me. Recently, just on Wi-Fi in general, I have not been performing to the standard in which I wanted, and that's going to kind of be the main kind of talking point of this video. It's not going to be me yelling, "Woe is me, I hate life," blah blah blah. But I figured it'd be a nice, cool discussion type video and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and go to our schedule as we go through. So we can go through and just talk about our games 1v1 very, very quick and touch on them. Week 1 we didn't play Shay. We played Skyrander. We actually had a phenomenal start to the season, and played a really, really solid game and set up a really good end game with our G-Max out Creamy. We were Dougie to trap for Tox, and after that, Double Dance out Creamy just kind of took home the game. We did really, really well in that game in particular. Week 2, we played Liv. Definitely not our strongest game. We played very, very over-aggressive throughout this entire game, and it kind of just, what to show, when to be aggressive, when not to be. We tried to make some pivots that we probably shouldn't have, and unfortunately we lost the game to Liv, but she had a great season, obviously, throughout it. Week 3, much the same. It was a very close game versus Clutch. We actually would have won that game if we didn't lose on a 30% roll or something like that. But rolls are rolls. It's Pokemon, and that roll is the equivalent of getting a Skull Burn. So I can't be too upset. It was a very, very good game between us. I actually had a lot of fun playing this one. He brought a very, very solid team, and Clutch is a very, very good player, nonetheless. Week 4, we played SV. We were able to bounce back finally and bring a record to 2-2. This is a game where Scarf Dougie came up ridiculously clutch, saving us in the game where we had an awful Volcarona matchup. Our Volcarona matchup was terrible, so being able to stop that thing was obviously super, super clutch. Week 5, we played Matt O'Shea, another game where very, very close one. Matt had a terrifying team, a very good matchup versus us, and we kind of won, mainly attributed on the back of a very timely flame body burn that we got with the Talonflame, which is amazing. I won't not take it. Like I said, we lost that game with like a 30% chance before in the season. This game, it wasn't objectively over when the Urshifu got burned, but it really helped us out. I still think he definitely could have beaten us after that point, but it was definitely a pretty tough one there. So that was obviously really solid for us. Going into the next week, we were starting to put together a little bit of hot streak. We beat Max Rapture, another really, really close game. If you can't tell, our games were all really close this season. Winning that one 1-0 on the back of Scizor, clutching up and surviving a Fish's Run from a Dracovish after Rocks, which is all we really needed it to do. This was Orbeetle's game where it really popped off. We were a Double Dance Orbeetle. No, we weren't even Double Dance. We were just Iron Defense, Body Press, Psychic, and Recover, and we were able, with Weakness Policy, we were able to position it very well and do really, really well versus Max's team there, because his team was super weak to it. That plus T-Spikes was really good versus him in particular, which is obviously clutch. Week 7, we ended up playing mid. Mid did beat us. Mid froze us, which was like kind of the beginning of the end for our season. It was definitely very much so less than ideal. He froze us on our Yachi Rotom, which was meant to live a hit from the Inteleon and kill it back. And instead of that, we ended up giving up like 2.5 Pokemon to the Inteleon, and it just didn't have the pieces in order to win the game, unfortunately. So we did lose to mid. Obviously not a good time at all. And then week 8, we ended up playing Jason. Jason just beat us. He played a great game. He brought some really cool stuff. He brought like an Endeavor Lycanroc, like a Sash Endeavor Lycanroc. His Kyurem was very good versus us. Jirachi was a big nuisance. He just had a very solid team, and he played very solidly versus us. Can't complain too much there. He just beat us. And then week 9, before I go into the next week, we played D-Ray, and this is another game where I feel as if we should have won. We got crit with our Talonflame on his Delmice, which means we had to sack, or Keldeo in order to, kill it, which was, again, less than ideal. We almost brought this back with a Swords Against Scissor. It was really, really close. I wish I would have made one aggressive play, expecting him to pivot out to get more Intimidate turns on my Scizor, and SD'd on his pivot. But I didn't make the play. I didn't call it, unfortunately, and unfortunately, we kind of just paid for it. And we're unfortunately ended up losing that game 1-0 on the Noivern Living on just barely any HP, and it turned out to be Specs, which was the only set that actually even killed our Rotom from that range, and we unfortunately lost that one as well. And again, I'm not going to spoil Week 10, but spoilers, we do not make playoffs. This will be the final GDL, GDL video of the season. As for my team in particular, I really enjoyed I can't even really show my team. Unfortunate. Let's see. Can I do it this way? Will it show my stats? It will. Okay, but it doesn't show right here. Okay. I might have spoiled it on accident, but I really did enjoy my team. It was very unorthodox. We had I just showed my record. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't look at any of that. Still go look at Dr. Slackness thing. I'm sure everybody was going to do it when it did it, right off rip. I can go right here and look at my team. I apologize, guys. I tried so hard, and I still messed up doing that. Unfortunate. There we are, my moments. So I really did enjoy my team a lot this season. It was very unorthodox, but it was very much sort of my playstyle. I had a lot of Pokemon I really enjoyed using. Keldeo, I always loved. Dougie was a pleasant surprise. I didn't think I would, value the trapping aspect as much as I did. But I thought the same thing about Gothitelle when I used that IVL, and I love that Pokemon as well. It was phenomenal, and just even if it didn't come to every game, the sheer amount of prep that it did for us was amazing for us. Absolutely amazing for us. Rotom, another Pokemon I just really enjoy using. There's not a Rotom that I don't like outside of Frost, and I don't even dislike Frost, I just don't like it as much as the other ones. So obviously that's really good for me. Talonflame, another great pleasant surprise. I've never drafted Talonflame, not even in Gen 7. In Gen 8, obviously getting access to Boots and kind of reclaiming a tiny, tiny bit of its Gen 6 glory was really cool. I gave us a really good speed tier, and it helped us keep up momentum in a lot of games. We got some cool bulk up sets. We got some cool utility sets as well. We got physical and special because it did get some cool special flying coverage this gen, which is dope. Rhydon gave us a good secondary round, a more bulky one, another rocker. Drampa actually had some niche uses. It came to the Week 10 game against Dr. Slack. Again, definitely go check that out. Alcremie Gmax, I thought this one was one of the best Gmaxes, allowed in Tier 2. I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I liked it the most in particular just because of the fact that it was a Gmax that did not rely on an item, and it really didn't end up needing it, which was obviously really, really nice for us. I think that really makes or breaks a Mega in that instance, to be completely honest. But yeah, that's obviously super dope. Scizor, another great Pokemon. Drapion, very reliable. I'm kind of zooming through this at the end. Orbeetle, I didn't really enjoy Orbeetle all that much. It had that one really cool game against Max. Other than that, it was a Pokemon I never really felt like bringing. My team didn't really appreciate webs that much, in all honesty. And other than that, it can be very, very lackluster in most matchups besides being that web setter. So there wasn't really anything on the tier that fit my team otherwise, though, so I don't really regret drafting it. It wasn't great in my opinion. I probably wouldn't draft it again unless I really needed webs out of a tier 4 mod or something like that. And then Doublade, I love Doublade. I think it's a very, very cool budget steal. And it came to a lot of games and put in a lot of work. I really do enjoy Doublade. I had it in the BBR as well, and I enjoyed it there. So overall, thoughts on the season stuff. I enjoyed it. I think a couple games go our way. We get a couple little rolls here and there. We'll probably be in playoffs, but it just didn't work out that way. But the main chunk of the video that I really wanted to talk about was kind of Wi-Fi content going forward, and things I want to do, in the upcoming Crown Tundra, because we won't really have too much Wi-Fi leak stuff other than APA Little Cup until the Crown Tundra does release here in about a month or two, depending on when Game Freak decides to let us know when that comes out. And I am really excited for Wi-Fi content. The Crown Tundra. I think a lot of really cool stuff is going to be coming back. The decks won't feel as limited. The meta won't feel as stale and boring. I think there's going to be a lot more big threats to grab and a lot more big threats to prep against. It's going to be a lot more akin to the national dex types formats that I've been playing on the side, and showdown leagues on the side and stuff like that. But the main thing I want to do in Crown Tundra, and I know this is a very general blanket statement, is just do better, man. If you don't know me, I'm a very, very, very competitive person. I grew up playing baseball. I played baseball all the way through my freshman year of college. I was incredibly, competitive and driven person and being the absolute best I could be in that. And I look back on playing ball fondly. Like, I think I accomplished what I really wanted to when I played. But since then, Pokemon's kind of been my competitive outlet, my thing I do in my free time that I want to strive to be the absolute best I can be. And I know it doesn't have the same significance as something as, like baseball or anything like that, but to me it does, because if I'm going to sink time into something, if I'm going to try and get better, if I'm going to, again, just dedicate my time to something, as much time as I do a month, and upkeeping this channel, stuff like that, I want to do good. I want to be the best. I want to strive as close to being the best as humanly possible. I know I'll never be. I don't even want to say. See, I'm not gonna say that shit. I know I'm not, a Gypsy King type player. I know I'm not, a top of the cream of the crop guy yet. But that's what I want to be. And I think I have the potential to be. I do have a lot of confidence in myself. I think I'm a very solid player on the right day. I think I do have consistency issues. I go into a lot of cold streaks, and I go into a lot of hot streaks as well. And Wi-Fi this generation as a whole has been a fat cold streak. I have not found it here, and I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if it's that I'm trying to project myself up and be more entertaining because I'm doing live comms and things like that. And I don't know if, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, I don't know if I'm, one, playing down, or two, not playing down enough. And again, I don't mean any disrespect to that. Like I said, I play in a lot of Showdown stuff on the side, and I think it's a universally known thing, and I don't think I have to be, like, I'm not being super rude when I say this, but the Showdown side of Draft and the Showdown community of Draft is overall a lot more competitive and a lot more difficult to play in, I think. I've played in a lot of Showdown leagues, and I think I've made a decent, tiny name for myself there. I've competed in tournaments, with, some of the cream of the crop in Clash of Kings, and I have, like a top 10 win percentage in Clash. And granted, it's Little Cup. I only have one Clash game in Standard, which I did win 6-0, but it was a really nice matchup. I can't even, flex that one too much, as much as I do on the side a little bit. But I played in APA Evolution, which is APA Showdown's highest branch of competition, where there was nobody even thought I should be in that league. And I ended up going 7-3 and having a phenomenal season and really playing well and enjoying myself. And I don't know what it is. I feel like a completely different player when I'm playing on Showdown and when I'm playing on Wi-Fi. And it's something I really do want to figure out. And I think part of it too is that I'm not putting the same effort into my builds as I do on my leagues for, those more competitive Showdown type leagues and stuff like that. And I think that's just me playing too down, not being as aggressive as I am on Showdown and stuff like that, not being as confident as I am when I play on Showdown. I don't know if it's just like the stakes of Wi-Fi, knowing it's going up on YouTube for sure and stuff like that, but it's definitely negatively affected me in my play, and I need to get better and I want to get better. So it's something I'm definitely going to be working on. And like I said, part of it comes with making sure I'm really putting in a lot of effort for the builds of these Wi-Fi leagues, because I'm not someone who can build a half-assed team and perform well with it. I really do take pride in my building, pride in my building, and the fact that I haven't performed super well up to this point, and haven't had the most concrete, great builds. It really does frustrate me. So something I'm thinking about doing, something I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to just say I'm going to do it. I have a great group of friends that help me build every single week. They look at my teams, they, give me pointers and stuff like that if I ask them. Specifically Jason, Diet Type. He's a godsend. I love that dude. He helps me out with my Wi-Fi stuff constantly. He gives me mocks, especially when I ask for them in these, Wi-Fi type leagues and stuff like that, and I mock him, and he's a great dude. But one, I feel bad always asking him because I know he's a busy dude. He's got his own leagues. He's doing his own things in real life as well, so I haven't been asking him as much lately. And he's only one dude too. Something I want to do is actually open up a front office, and I know this is a bit counterintuitive when I already have a bunch of friends who help me prep and things like that. But I feel like if I put it in a space where this place is for building, I'm much more likely to, get down to work and really get down to the nitty gritty of Wi-Fi Draft League and stuff like that, going forward, and, really taking home games and, tightening things up, grabbing mocks and stuff like that. So I'm going to tweet it out. I'm going to plug this video with it. and I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to the Discord server. If any of you at all would, be kind enough to join my my front office that I'm going to be making, I'll probably put it out. I'll make the server tonight before I go to bed. I'm recording this the night before GDL is supposed to go up. I would very much so appreciate it. That would again, don't join if you don't have the time. Don't feel like you have to join because I'm sitting here complaining about how bad I've been. I know I'm a good player, and I don't want this to sound like Owen's losing, so he's whining and making complaints. No, I know I'm a good player, and I know I should be beating. Again, no disrespect. I should be beating everybody I play on this on Wi-Fi. I really should. I think I am the kind of player where I can. I just really need to focus in on Wi-Fi, especially because this is where most of my content is coming from, and I want to be that analytical source. I want to be that guy who really shows you how to play. I really need to, show up and show out. And really tighten things up. So I'm going to leave that in the description below. Going into Gen 8 Wi-Fi on Crown Tundra, I do have a couple Wi-Fi leaks lined up, actually. I think potentially 3 of them. I'm not going to say which ones, because I think one of them even isn't announced that it's coming back, but I'm very excited for that one. And I have a couple other ones that you guys have seen before, but I'm not going to say which ones because I don't know if they've announced that they're coming back right at that time yet, but regardless, I really want to do well on those. So I'm hoping you guys can, join me on this journey. If you want to, join to help me out, that would be very, very much appreciated. And yeah, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Thank you guys for watching this rant. If you had, I'll probably have put on some showdown Rambats in the background, so you guys at least had something to stare at instead of this Miami men's, team here on the screen. But regardless, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.